Hello and welcome to a video where we will be taking a look at a scenario where the Confederation of the Danube is real, and this was Winston Churchill's plan after World War II, and it was going to serve as a buffer state, but they realized it was a bad idea and quickly didn't form this union. But we're going to be taking a look at a scenario where it comes to the modern day, even though it never officially existed. But yeah, so it's probably gonna, go out and kind of try and form its own empire, but we can get right started with that. So this thing is probably going to want to have sea access, and the easiest way to do that is attacking probably the weakest country around them. Maybe other than Liechtenstein, I don't know. I mean, I feel like they have a lot of money, but I don't know. Anyway, they're going to attack Slovenia, and it's going to go very bad for Slovenia. Their capital, which I think is somewhere here, it's somewhere, is quickly captured, and the Confederation of the Danube gets sea access, and they also get all of Slovenia. If I can color it in right, I'll do this off camera. Anyway, though, they have already expanded a little bit, and they're going to be expanding more. But they're going to kind of just sit around for a little bit, build up their military, and get kind of stronger. I forgot to color that in. But yeah, so they're gonna sit around a little bit, and then they are going to go after Liechtenstein, which is going to have kind of a negative effect because Liechtenstein has been neutral for a very long time, just like Switzerland. But they're going to go in and take it, and no one really cares. Oh, and also one thing, also like. And if you watch videos like this, like either Ada's Pro's videos or you've watched some of my videos, you will know that NATO does not exist, the European Union does not exist, alliances do not exist, and even the United Nations doesn't exist, because if they did, then it would be very, very hard for these countries to form empires or wars to happen, or a lot harder than it is here. So that is something to point out. But anyway, this country is going to sit around again, and basically, if they go south, they're gonna start a Balkan War. Same if they might be fine going into Romania, but Romania is pretty strong, and I think they could probably take them on. I don't know if they'd be. I think it might end in a more of a stalemate, but yeah, if they go after Slovakia or Czechia, that could be okay. Definitely don't go after Italy, France, Germany, or this little border you have with Poland, and don't go after Ukraine either. And Switzerland, you probably don't want to go after because that would even put more of a bad look on you. So they're going to go after Slovakia, and they're going to start their invasion from the south, capturing the more Hungarian parts of Slovakia and capturing the capital of Bratislava, as they will just kind of run through the country. I don't think Slovakia is too strong, so they should be able to take them out pretty easily. And just like that, they've already gained some more land, and they're kind of looking. If they didn't have like this part of Germany, they'd kind of look like Austria-Hungary, but yeah. Anyway, Czechia is next, and they'd be able to take on Czechia too. So they will go up and capture the capital city of Prague, and with this one, no one is really going to stop them. However, countries around them are beginning to realize that they are hostile, So that is something they have to look out for too. And this country is now becoming actually pretty big. They're seems like comparable to the size of Ukraine, which is pretty big, and maybe even comparable to Turkey. Um, but probably not as big as Turkey. But yeah, they are definitely growing their empire. But now there's really one thing for them to do, and it's pretty much start another Balkan War. And so they declare war on Croatia, which means Serbia declares war on Croatia. Bosnia explodes into their two different factions. Montenegro joins the war on Serbia's side, of course. Serbia declares war on Kosovo. Albania declares war on Serbia. And, yeah, so all of these countries over here are at war. And so this is what the war looks like at the start, but of course it's quickly going to expand. And this has very quickly turned into a big Balkan, bigger than Balkan. I mean, it expands even outside the Balkans. So we can get right into it as the Confederation of the Danube advances into Croatia and immediately captures Zagreb as Croatia advances into, well, Croatia and Bosnia advance into the Republic of Srpska, and Serbia's allies will advance into Bosnia and a little bit of Croatia too, and Albania will try to knock out Montenegro. Serbia will try to knock out Kosovo with help from, of course, Romania and Bulgaria, and also Greece. And, I mean, basically all these countries are just gone. And Montenegro will be reclaimed, reliberated. That's what I meant. And quickly, though, we do see Croatia hold their front, but it's just not enough as the Republic of Srpska will start to be freed, and Bosnia will collapse, causing Croatia to not really have anything left, and they will soon fall. But obviously, Turkey is in this war, and they're going to quickly steamroll through Cyprus and capture some Greek islands, and quite a bit of them too, as they will move out into Bulgaria and Greece, and they're heading right towards the capital of Bulgaria, as troops don't get there in time to stop Turkey before Turkey has already made some heavy advances. And yeah, this war will now kind of stalemate for a little bit, and no side is really winning. There is some pushback by the red group, I guess, and there's also, once again, more pushback by Turkey. But Turkey will focus on capturing Greek islands, and Greece is becoming very worried as even Crete is lost. And Turkey is still very strong, even though the entire Balkans are at war with them, and even more. And quickly they will get pushed back from Bulgaria and all the other red group. And, Turkey will push back once again. And from here, nothing really happens, and a peace treaty will be worked out in favor of both sides. And this is what the map looks like after the peace treaty. As we can see, a lot of things have changed. I'm not going to go through all of them, but, I mean, you can see most of them. And now, the Confederation of the Danube is going after Romania, and, yeah, I mean, they want Transylvania, because Hungary is in them, in the Union. But also, I don't know, where this country's capital would be even. Maybe Vienna. It's kind of central, right there. That would probably be where the capital is, but anyway, basically, they want Transylvania. They're gonna try and get Transylvania, and the war is going pretty good for them, and Romania isn't going to have any friends helping them. They will have a counteroffensive, though, that will actually go way better than they thought it would. But it will soon be pushed back by the Confederation of the Danube, and they just want Hungary's old borders back, basically, and to take a chunk out of Romania. And once they get to the border of these mountains, they will stop and discuss a peace treaty, and Romania will deny the peace treaty, and so the soldiers will keep marching, guns will keep firing, people will keep killing people, and the war goes on as Romania has a pushback, but the Confederation of the Danube will cross these mountains and go into more of southern Romania, and it's now a broader front line as they will take over all of these mountains. Romania will keep having counteroffensives, and this war takes a while because both countries are probably about the same strength. I mean, the Confederation of the Danube is a lot stronger now, but they are similar, and eventually the capital of Bucharest, I think. I get Bucharest and Budapest mixed up. I think it's Bucharest, though. Okay, I just checked. Yeah, it is, but Romania will surrender and finally agree to a peace treaty. And Romania will be losing a lot of land to both the Confederation of the Danube and Bulgaria. And you might ask, why Bulgaria? Well, that is because the Confederation of the Danube and Bulgaria agree to become official allies if Bulgaria gets some land out of the peace treaty. So they will get a good chunk of land, as you can see, the old borders, and so will the Confederation of the Danube, and Romania is very crippled now. The Confederation of the Danube is now going to build up their military and prepare to invade Germany, as that is what they will do, and they'll just march right in. Frankfurt is somewhere over here, I think right here. They'll take Frankfurt with ease, and Germany is very well. They have a lot of land they lost also to the Confederation of the Danube, so they are weaker than they are in real life, and Germany will just not do so good. Confederation of the Danube reaches up right to Berlin and just walks right in, and somehow that rhymed. Didn't even mean it to. But yeah, they will now prepare to cut Germany into two, which they will do. And I'm just rhyming with everything. And they cut it into three, and now four. And Germany is just falling on the floor. Yeah, I don't know why I'm rhyming, but anyway, Germany is going to surrender and fall. Well, I guess you can't do both of those, but they're going to, most of their land's going to fall, then they're going to surrender, and they're going to be integrated into the Confederation of the Danube. And the Confederation of the Danube will annex all of Germany, getting a huge boost and a lot more land, as they are a lot stronger now and ready to take on some countries. And next up, Poland receives a declaration of war as troops began to flood over the border, heading right towards major cities. They already think Krakow is down here. Warsaw is like somewhere over here. I don't know. I feel like every single map says it's somewhere different. Okay, so it's like right where this blue dot is, or somewhere over here, and very quickly, just troops flood in, and Poland is suffering very much for the 87th time they've been invaded, but they're very nationalistic, and well, their entire population begins to enlist, and I don't think this is too realistic, but Poland begins to fight back very strongly, and their entire population will fight for them. And as they branch out, this is not what would happen. I know they are very nationalistic, so I think they would have a big pushback, maybe something like this. But I think overall they would still fall. And here I am rhyming again by accident. They will capture Warsaw, and how is everything rhyming? I have no idea, but basically Poland is going to fall and eventually surrender. And we can take a look at this peace treaty. And it is full annexation. And that's a very strong-looking Confederation of the Danube. It kind of just looks like a Germany-Poland empire now, combined with like a weird Austria-Hungary. Actually, it really does look like that. Anyway, they're a lot stronger now. But now we see that Turkey will declare war on Bulgaria, which brings the Confederation of the Danube into the war. And, well, it's going to be very hard for them to supply Bulgaria, because you'd have to go around this way, and you couldn't even get to Bulgaria unless you went through Turkey. And, they're going to ask Romania and Serbia to let them go through. Both are going to say no, and thus both are going to get steamrolled over. And Romania's first. They're out of the way now, and wait, what? Anyway, Serbia will quickly fall next over to the Confederation of the Danube, and they will begin supplying Bulgaria, as Turkey will just kind of steamroll over. And they are in both a war with Bulgaria and Confederation of the Danube, and so they'll go out and capture Bucharest and cut them off from the Black Sea, and they'll go over and capture Sofia. But quickly we see Confederation of the Danube resupplying their front lines and re-entering into Bulgaria and starting to liberate them, as after a while it's kind of just a stalemate, and this will take a very long time for the front line to push back, as both countries are very strong. Eventually, though, they will do it and push Turkey back into this peninsula. I can't remember what it's called. But anyway, they will also make a landing over here in the mainland of Turkey, and they will attempt to surround Istanbul, but it will not be successful, for now at least. And very quickly, Turkey's going to realize they made a mistake, and they're going to peace out. And yeah, Bulgaria will just gain some land, and Bulgaria is very happy that the Confederation of the Danube stuck up for them. Or stood up for them. But now, something unfortunate will happen to the Confederation of the Danube. A coalition will be formed, and very quickly Bulgaria will decide not to participate in this war and just let their ally die that just helped them not die themselves. And honestly, this coalition is really strong, and yeah, the Confederation of the Danube is not going to be able to hold up very good against all these countries, which include Russia. And how are Russia and Ukraine fighting on the same team? I have no idea. Let's just ignore that. But anyway, yeah, all of these countries began to advance into the Confederation of the Danube, and Ukraine, Belarus, Russia. I mean, basically, it's not going good for the Confederation of the Danube. And, well, I'll spare you some time. Basically, the East will do very good against Confederation of the Danube. They'll link up in Croatia with the West, and Italy and France will link up and capture key parts of Germany. And from here, basically, the Confederation of the Danube will fall, and they'll fall back to just Vienna. But right before they will officially surrender and collapse, Italy will switch sides. Now, this was Italy's classic move, but unfortunately for them, it will not help them, as this coalition will turn against them and march down the Italian peninsula, capturing Sardinia and Sicily, and of course capturing Rome as well. And eventually, soon enough, the Confederation of the Danube and Italy will both fall, and Bulgaria will just kind of watch. But anyway, that's actually going to do it for today's video. And yeah, I'll just rewind it back to the beginning. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.